Welcome to today's broadcast of HCTV's game between Hamilton Southeastern Boys Lacrosse team and the Noblesville Millers Boys Lacrosse team. We'd like to thank our sponsors. They are Logan Street Signs and Banners, Noblesville Trophies, Community Health, Church, Hiddle, and Antrim, Smith Jewelers. Today we are going to be here at IU Health Field for the varsity game between the Millers and the Royals. So we are looking for these two teams to break huddle and do the national anthem. So kids will be lining up here, coming out of the huddle doing the national anthem. But I'm in the booth. My name is Byron Stankus. I'm here with Matt McEnroe, and we will be calling the game today. So Matt, what do you think of the matchup today?
I think we got a really good game here between two teams in the Hoosier Crossroads Lacrosse Conference. HSC comes in off of a tough loss on Friday against Carmel. And, I think they're going to try and right the ship, so to speak, tonight against a conference opponent.
Right, and the Noblesville Millers actually are coming off a very strong spring break, which was followed up by a big, strong win against Park Tudor. So they're coming off of a high.
Good.
And the Royals are coming off of a little bit of a tough game off of the Carmel loss. But that was a very good game between two good teams, so we'll have to see what comes of it here. We're going to take a moment while they play the national anthem and honor the country. Thank you. All right, and we're back. Also like to point out that the flag was at half-mast in honor of former First Lady Barbara Bush. So our condolences to the Bush family, but glad that the country is taking that to heart, and hopefully looking forward to a really good lacrosse game today.
It should be.
Yeah, I think that what's going to happen here, starting the game, is the teams are going to break the huddle here. And I think it's going to be, they're announcing the starting lineups as well, but we will go through some of the highlights of the game here. But I think one of the keys to the game this week is going to be for Noblesville's face-off midi. It's going to be imperative for Evan Rohde to control this game. That Royals have a very high-powered offense, and if Rohde can actually stand the test here and actually get some face-offs and control the game a little bit, I think Noblesville has a really good shot at making a very competitive game out of this.
Right, possession's going to be key for the Millers tonight, definitely,
absolutely.
As this game starts off.
That's going to be huge. Otherwise, it's going to be, I think it could be potential for a very long day for the Millers keeper, Michael Cesari. So the Millers are taking the field, and the referees have given them their instructions. I guess they're actually still going through the announcing of the individual lineups. So we'll watch them as they take the field here. I think the referees today, we actually have a good crew, of a three-man crew. We got Brian Johnson, Ken Tomozawa, and John Swain. So it's actually very rare because of how common it is and how popular lacrosse has become, that we actually get 3 seasoned referees at a game. So I think it'll be a tightly called game, and I think it'll go very well.
Yeah, these officials are well seasoned. They've been in the ILOA and reffing high school lacrosse for quite some time. So
exactly,
definitely, we've got some good officials for.
Hopefully
for
that won't
game.
be in there. I'd also like to point out that the Millers head coach, Kyle Kritzinger, is not here today. He is back in the hospital with his wife, who just gave birth to a son. Yeah. So we would like to congratulate the Kritzingers and have them welcome Graham Kritzinger to their family. So we hope that goes well.
Congratulations, Coach.
Congratulations, Coach. And then taking over head coaching duties will be Dan Somm. He'll be assisted by the Milams, Mark Milam and John Milam, his dad. So I don't think they'll miss a beat, to be honest with you, with that. I think they've got a game plan that's going to be set, and I think they're going to roll with that.
Right.
So I think this is going to be interesting. So the Royals are now taking the field. They're going to do the customary lineup, where the referees are going to give them any last-minute instructions, and the players will shake hands, and I think we'll get this thing rolling. So yeah, as the players line up, I think I'd like to point out a couple of players on the Royals. I think it's going to be starting attack of Keegan Logan, Cam Smith, and Ryan Kemp. I think is quite a potent attack. They're quick, they're fast, they move the ball real well, and they could be quite a challenge.
Right. Keegan Logan, number 4, is someone definitely to watch out there.
Absolutely.
He's very dynamic player.
The other thing that's really interesting today, I think we're going to see actually a matchup of 2 of the better midfielders in the state, with John Thomas, number 6 from the Millers, who's on the near side wing, and Lucas DeVoe from Hamilton Southeastern. I think they're going to. We might see some fireworks from those 2 guys. So we're set for the face-off and waiting on the referee's whistle. And the ball's out. And the ball's still loose, but that's going to – I think that actually may have gone to a possession to the Royals, but any loose ball is challenged there. Looks like the Royals regained possession, and they're going to be setting up their offense. So they're going to take time and work it around. They're bringing in new midfielders. They're making sure they get their offensive personnel.
And of course, Noblesville is in a man-to-man right now.
Yeah, Noblesville's defense generally is a man-to-man defense. I don't think we're going to see a lot different from them. And wow, look at that! They work the ball up, from X and fire it right front. So that's the first shot. Missed the goal, but shows how quickly that the Royals can get going here.
Good luck by number 10, Cam Smith, there on that last feed to number 9. Ryan Kemp, who's a freshman.
Yeah, Ryan Kemp, I think he moves around a lot. He's a quick player, got great feet, and I think he is going to produce a lot. So Royals will be working the ball around a little bit. They'll find the matchup that they like, and I think they'll attack the goal again. Ball's down to the side. Now they're going to start moving again. Kemp attacking, redirecting the ball up top, driving down the side. So it looks like they're really just feeling out the defense to see what they've got.
Yeah.
I think that there's another backside feed. Actually, defensively, that was a really good block. It saw John Thomas on the second slide actually make the tip of that ball to go through. So I'm actually surprised they awarded that. That was not a pass through. I think that was a tip ball, but I think the referees
dangerous
missed
pass
it.
there.
It was a dangerous pass. Now it's going to be a battle out by the goal. That looks like a scrum. It doesn't seem like anybody's going to get that.
They need to kick that ball out of there. All right, looks like number 10 just got it.
Yeah, Cam
Smith.
Cam Smith staying low on that ground ball. I think it was really important there that he got that. And then attacking from X again. Notice how the Royals are getting that ball behind the goal and then attacking up top, or at least to the side of the goal. So they're really initiating a lot of their offense with the attack right now as they get it back to X again and drive the right side. I still think they're feeling out the defense.
Lucas Defoe's in the game right now, top right. Number 2.
Oh, and that is it. That is an unfortunate unforced error. Yeah, that was definitely an unforced error. David Sage just kind of an errant pass that went out of bounds. That'll be a turnover going to the Millers. Miller's going to catch it. John Thomas has the ball up the side. If he gets a good head of steam, he might take it straight to the goal.
We might. Yep, we're offsides.
Okay, yep. So there you go.
Ryan Kemp. So in the game of lacrosse, you can, if you are offsides, Ryan Kemp made a good play there as he knew that he was going to get flagged for being offsides, went and played defense, knowing that the penalty was going to be called.
Yeah, and then actually came in from behind John Thomas and gave him enough of a fright to drop the ball so that instead of working the ball around and knowing that you have the penalty, they've got to have to start the EMO, the extra man offense right away. So Aiden Richardson's going to start with the ball up top and is going to work it down. The Millers now are going to try and get the ball around and make the defense move.
Those of you new to lacrosse, we're playing 6v5 right now.
So
HSC's
there's a
a man
shot
down.
from Aiden Richardson. Went wide. Also, in the game of lacrosse, if it's deemed to be a shot, the closest to the player of the ball when it goes out is awarded the ball. So there isn't a penalty necessarily for shooting. It's a good play. Ryan Haas on the doorstep. Gets turned away.
One more step, and he's got more space to shoot on that cage.
He does, absolutely. He also likes to make those shots with a high cradle and a low shot. So this will be Hunter Roberts reinitiating the extra man offense from behind. He'll move it around. They really like to move it around and then feed the crease. That's what I've seen in a couple of games from them.
All right, looks like we're back to 6v6. The penalties
over. And then John Thomas, the big lefty, is trying to back down his defender. And it's going to be a double team from Nate Crowder.
Double team.
That was a good read. And, what a very good swim dodge and a great recovery defensively.
Well, we got a flag.
We do have a flag down, and the ball was down as well. So the referees are going to stop play. So the question is, are they going to be calling this? It looks like they are going to call that with possession. So that is going to be a push with possession, which is a time-serving penalty. I thought that perhaps that was going to be a loose ball push, but it's going to give the Millers with an extra man offense again. Ball is going to start to the top center, and they're going to looks like they're going to try and skip pass and throw it into traffic, and Nick Rena with his long stick there is got an excellent stick. And block that pass down to create that ground ball. Unfortunately, he was unable to pick the ground ball up, so it's going to go back to the Millers. Millers are going to coming down here, and they're going to have to take a quick shot here soon, otherwise the penalty is going to expire. Working it down the side, cross crease pass. Nice look. That was a really good feed, cross crease.
Definitely.
Shot by Ryan Haas.
Good step by the goalie for HSC.
Yeah, the
save.
Matthew Dykus made a really good job coming across the cage and shutting off that angle. So now it looks like we're back to 6-on-6.
Nice little grab there by number 16. Unfortunately, ran right into a double.
I'll tell you what, the Millers seem to be picking up all the loose ground balls at this point.
They do.
With the exception of the one that Cam Smith got earlier. So that bodes well if they can keep that up. And again, Nick Rena, by the way, with a stick in the passing lane.
Nate Crowder, number 24, lumber there up at top of the box there on the ball carrier.
Nick Rena, the defenseman, number 24, has got a great stick as we watch the Royals clear it, set up their offense again.
Wide open player. Logan was wide open on the crease there.
Yeah,
Just unfortunate that didn't see it.
Oh, that's a nice little split dodge, feed the crease, good check. Keegan Logan gets it. It looks like they're not in a hurry. The Royals are not in a hurry to attack the goal.
I'd agree with you, Byron. I would agree. They're being patient right now.
They're trying to find the matchups.
Oh, and there's a shot.
There it is.
Lucas DeVoe.
They got the matchup that they wanted there, with Luke DeVoe off the wing, coming in fresh off the bench, going against the guy who had to run the full length of the field in order to get there. And he was able to make a quick bull dodge and get his hand free and shoot a hard, low shot from about 8 yards out. So I think the defense is going to have to react a little bit better to figuring out who's coming off and maybe put a long stick on him in that case.
Right.
We're going to get a face-off again here. Referees are going to reset the players, make sure that it's there, place the ball, and wait for the whistle. Ball's out. Nate Crowder with the ground ball off of the face-off of Tony Caceres. So, good check by Hunter Stewart on Nate Crowder to free that ball up. So, wow. That I thought the Millers were going to gain possession, but the physical play of the Royals kept that, and they're going to regroup on offense. They're going to check up in the box and move the ball around, and again, go back to that patient formation and get all their proper personnel in. Looks like they're on their second midfield line with John Vahostra in there and working it back to the X behind goal. And dodges from behind. Wow, look at that
solid
play.
Shot there.
That was excellent. That was an excellent play by Cam Smith.
Yes.
He dodged hard to the left side, but then took a cross-handed shot and shot that cross-handed, which is a very difficult one for the goalie to read.
He made it look very easy too.
He did make it look very easy.
Didn't have to think about that at all.
He scored a goal like that against Carmel as well, which actually was a change of momentum play in that game, which was impressive to watch. But it looks like that was a design play. It looks like they isolated him out there at X. They cleared out that side for him, and they let him make that dodge. I think the Millers are going to have to react to that a little bit better when they see that coming. Another face-off here, and another draw won by the Royals. So Tony Kasiri is doing a really good job of controlling that.
Interesting on the face-offs, they're not really pressuring that rake side wing on the face-off there.
Yeah,
HSC is getting an easy possession off the face-off.
It does look like the Millers are sort of conceding that wing, and I think that's an interesting play because they actually do have their long stick on that far side. But the Royals again set up their offense. They're in an open set, which means they don't have anyone set up in the crease. They're in a circle formation. They're looking for their matchups. There's going to be a dodge coming down the middle. Feed to the crease.
Nice feed.
Good recovery on the slide. That was
Balls up. We have a loose
Christie,
ball.
Loose ball. Millers look like they're going to get to this first. Take off.
Good first-time GB.
So they're going to be coming down on a fast break. The Millers are actually going to slow this down. I think they touch the box, and then they'll actually set up their offense and get the personnel they wanted. So again, I think the Millers are going to lean on John Thomas, big number 6 with the ball right now, and then Ryan Haas at X, number 5, I think would be the other guy that they're looking for here. But if you play that kind of defense that the Royals do, I think it's going to make it easy. They turned what looked like a mismatch into a fast break.
Lift check by John Verhostra started this off.
Boom, an excellent play. Wow, good finish by Keegan Logan.
Nice transition.
That started with a good defensive play down there. Yeah. That was started by good defense causing the turnover, and then down into transition. The Miller defense didn't organize, and Keegan Logan snuck in behind and took advantage of that. So if we look over here, they've actually sent the Royals have sent in a different long stick midi, number 12, sitting out there. And if you notice on the screen, you can just on the right side of the top right of the screen see the stick of the other player. So they're leaving that player, number 12, wide open for this ground ball.
I would think they're going to do is they're just going to rake that between his legs, pop it out to him.
Yeah.
Be an easy.
He's done 2 in a row already.
Oh,
look at this. Looks
got
like
a
we actually got a
50-50.
50-50 draw. And the Royals come away with that one. That was good. That was Jacob Turner. That was a different face-off midi for the Royals.
They still haven't gotten a touch yet.
It was a different.
Yeah, there he goes.
There you go. That was a different face-off midi for the Millers. Excuse me. So they're trying something new. I think you've got David Sage with the ball there against the long stick midi.
Here comes Lucas DeVoe on the field, stepping on about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I think the Millers are going to have to recognize that you want to have your top player go against the longer pole there. He recognized that the Millers tried to put a long pole on him and then shuffled out. So the Royals going to attack from behind again, come around. Keegan Logan with a head of steam, feeding backside. Oh. Great play.
Pretty.
Ryan Kemp. I'll tell you, I think what made that play happen with the attack from X by Keegan Logan is he attacked with such ferocity, and we've got a timeout now. Looks like a timeout by the Millers to sort of regroup here. But I think what you're seeing right there is because he attacked so hard, he drew the attention of the defense. That left Ryan Kemp on the backside of the goal wide. Right? So
it's an embarrassment of riches that they have at attack right now.
Yeah, I happen to agree with that. I think that they've got a lot of good attackmen, and they've actually got some guys in the wings waiting to come in as well. So, and they've got a good group of offensive midfielders as well. And clearly from the series before, they've got good defensive midfielders because that was a short stick defensive midfielder that took that ball away and actually created that transition goal.
So Byron, during this timeout, what's Noblesville talking about right now? Because obviously they called the timeout. They want to slow things down a little bit. What do you think? What do you think's going through the conversation? What conversation are they having?
Actually, absolutely. What they're looking to organize their defense right now. They've on 2 separate occasions they've literally lost a guy. They've had a guy that has gone running free as wide open and is going to make it really difficult. So they're trying to figure out who is coming off the bench, who's going to pick up the guy coming off the bench. They're going to make sure that when they slide that they have a second slide so that they can get their rotations down, because they're going to have to get more tighter and more organized as a defense. I think the Royals are just going to, sit back and say, hey, let's just keep doing what we're doing and kind of roll it. So, but I think that's it. It doesn't look like they've made any personnel changes on the defense. So clearly that was just a, regroup mentally and see if we can stem the tide and ebb the flow of the momentum here.
Right, so here we go, 4:03 left in the first quarter.
And it looks like the Millers are trying out another face-off specialist. Or is that Tony Cassiri again?
Looks like it's 26,
yes,
Tony Cassiri.
Oh, the Millers win
good
the ball
GB.
off the wing.
Good GB by 27.
Play. That's Adrian Vasquez. Adrian Vasquez, nice athletic play. And threw it away. So now Nate Crowder on the run. So the long stick midi coming down, looks to make the feed. Oh, look, great hustle back by John Thomas to knock that pass down and create this scrum, 50-50 ground ball. I think if you notice, actually, ball's down. Nate Crowder actually, with the long stick, actually came out of that pile with the ball. That's impressive. That's impressive, and he was able to, take a shot. Unfortunately, he didn't have one of his teammates backing it up, so it's going to be the Millers' ball. Seth Pope is going to launch it down the field, and it's going to trickle through, and the Royals are going to retain possession again.
Just got to be a little more careful with the ball if you're a Miller right now.
Absolutely, I think they're panicking a little bit to try and get it up to a particular player or a particular play. So, but again, the Royals are going to settle down, work the ball around, look for the matchup they want. I noticed that they did finally get a long stick on DeVoe, so they'll work this ball around, initiate the ball from X again. The dodge, good left-handed dodge. Wow, look at that.
Solid shot.
That's a great shot. I think that's another instance right now where Cam Smith comes hard to the left side. This time he actually, instead of being cross-handed shot, actually shot that left-handed. When the goalie steps out on that, he picks that far corner. I think that play is initiated very clearly that he's going to be attacking that side because they actually clear the other attackman out of that side. And I think that's something that the Noblesville Millers are going to have to recognize and teach their defensemen to start shading that side because that's already there, or have a slide come out. But we're going to go back to the face-off. The score, I believe now, is 5-0 with 2:48 remaining in the quarter. So Tony Caceres wins the draw again, and this time picks up the ground ball cleanly. Possession for HSC. They still haven't touched the box, so let's see if they can keep them out of the 10 seconds. Looks like they got it in. So now they're going to work the ball again. A little fake flip there. Back to Cam, and Cam's going to work that around. Again, the Royals are in no hurry here. They like to work the ball around, find the matchup that they want, find the area of the field they want to attack, and then settle down and do that. So they're doing that again. This time they get it down to the attack. They're working the goaltender's right side, back up top in the middle, and keeping the ball going. This time they attack the left side with Lucas DeVoe.
Solid shot.
It was a good solid shot, and he came across the middle. The Millers did slide in that particular case. It wasn't a great angle, but he did have to work through two guys in order to do that. So, and again, the Millers were putting a long stick on him. I think they'll probably get this behind the goal again and probably attack from there. They're going to keep that ball moving. And notice the midfielder pulls it out quite a ways to get ahead of steam on his guy. Good slide. And a throwback, a little low on the throwback. Otherwise, I think DeVoe would have had a really good shot from about 12 yards out. Yeah, because the second slide wasn't there. So this time he's going to come across the middle, take the shot himself. Good save by Michael Cassiri.
Good save. Contact on the follow through of the shot on Lucas DeVoe too.
I think that'll.
But still managed to get a great shot off.
So Cassiri's going to try and thread the needle to John Thomas coming out of the box. It's going to be a break. Feed Hunter Roberts in front. Hunter Roberts gets swarmed by the Royal defense.
Solid defense there.
Good news is he pulled that away and actually ran away from trouble. So I think he what might have been a goal was swarmed by the defense, and then a turnover. Now that ball was going to go either way to the Royals, whether they gain possession or not because of the over and back rule. But they actually won the ground ball, and so it's a play-on situation. They're going to retain possession. And now they got to try and get in the goal. Whew. Wow, a little low.
Nice shot.
Well, it was an interesting shot because he was shooting around the defender, so it would be hard for the goalie to see, but it was backed up by Keegan Logan, who's going to bring it in from behind. So the Royals, again, have got the personnel they want on the field. They've now isolated Keegan Logan. He's going to dodge down the side, look for the feed. It's not there, so he's just going to redirect it to DeVoe. DeVoe's going to drive the alley down the right side, roll back. He's looking for a feed now. It's not there, so they skip it across. They just look like they're going to dodge and redirect the ball. Dodge, redirect the ball. And again, boom, shot. That was an excellent shot. Backed up right at the end of the quarter. So looks like this was all Royals for the first quarter.
Absolutely.
5-0 for the Royals. The Millers had their chances, but they definitely going to have to take care of the ball a little bit better if they're going to score. Okay. Okay, so we're good here, yeah? Okay, great. So we're going to stay with you here while we wait for the coaches to huddle up. You'll notice in the middle of the field the referees are wearing their black jackets over their stripes today because it's a little chilly, a little bit windy. It being the 99th of January this year, I think. So the referees...
We've had a lot of weather that we've not wanted at this point.
Not at
all.
all.
Cold temperatures. I think we're all done with the snow, hopefully.
Well, maybe. It might be snowing later tonight. I don't know, but the temperature's coming in. You might not be able to tell just because the stands are empty and we're up in a booth, but it's actually pretty windy out there and pretty windy on the field. It does not look to me like that has affected the play at all.
No, not at all. I think the players are, they actually lucked out over the past few days. When all considered, this is actually pretty decent weather that we've had, that we have for this game.
Yeah, we do have gathering clouds. Looking at the radar from earlier, didn't look like those clouds were going to bring any precipitation at all. So I think we're going to be able to go through here and continue on with play, which shouldn't be a problem. And between the quarters, I also noticed that the referees were checking the sticks from two of the players to make sure that they were legal. That's a requirement by the refs to grab players' sticks, check them out. And they came out legal, so we're fine. So we are ready to kick off the second quarter with another face-off.
You can already see, I don't know if this is an adjustment. Well, it is an adjustment. Now we've got a midfielder on the wing off the screen right now on Nate Crowder instead of splitting.
Yeah, Nate Crowder, number 29 for the Royals, has been really a menace to opposing teams when it comes to picking up ground balls. But I'll tell you what, a 50-50 ground ball scrap like this is actually essentially a win for the Royals.
That's a push.
So, yeah, there was a push, absolutely a push.
Push on number 7.
And the irony is that guy didn't need to push him because he had checked the player's stick out of his player and he couldn't make a play, and yet he pushed him down and lost possession.
Absolutely right.
Well, the Millers have got this. Let's see if they can be both patient and take care of the ball as they work it down side with Seth Schroeder. Seth Schroeder's a sophomore for the Millers, who's done a really good job for them this year, stepping in.
Okay, should be awarded back to Noblesville there.
Yeah, that was kicked out by Nick Green, so off his foot.
A skip pass.
Skip back through to Aiden Richardson up top. He'll carry the ball, look for a player. Looks to me like John Thomas wants to take it. It also looks to me like the Royals are playing a zone.
Yes,
looks like the Royals are set up in a 3-3 zone. So dodging into this would probably not be the best idea. I think that's
14 right now.
Right, which really, if Aiden Richardson had his feet set, I think he might have been able to take that shot off that corner. So now I think I've seen the Millers. I've seen the Royals actually set up in this. Oh, they actually get the turnover. Well, nope, the referees are conflicted. One called it one way, one called it the other, so the Millers will retain it. I've seen them had some success with this, where they get tight and then they isolate one player behind and then let him go take it away. So I wonder if the Millers have a plan for breaking this zone, because this will definitely confound a team switching up defenses like this. like
Still
that,
think
for
they're
example.
So I think the Millers need to really just have a bit more patience. I know they're attempting to get the skip passes, but now this is about the third or fourth skip pass that we've seen from the beginning of the game that's either gone out of bounds or been intercepted. I think they need to be a bit more patient.
They've gotten lucky with the last couple because they were either deflected or kicked out by the Millers. They're Nate Crowder in the middle with a shot. Look at that. Boy, just when I thought the Royals would settle down and set up their defense again, Nate Crowder cut to the middle and then was fed the ball. So a long stick defensive player scores the goal on a really good feed, and that was just a function, I think, of trust. I think they trust the long stick and his stick skills to go in there to go shoot. So that was a really good play.
And as we get set up for this next face-off, Nate Crowder's still out there. He's almost running this LSM position exclusively.
And, yes, and they actually, like you had said, it looks like the Millers have made an adjustment and put a guy right next to him instead of letting him go free. So I think the face-off is going to be just between the two guys there to try and win it out. And Tony Caceres got it out. I think he tripped over the player.
Nate Crowder again.
Crowder with the ball again. Moves it down to Keegan Logan in the fast break. The fast break's
good patience.
Over. Yep.
Good patience.
He recognized there that the shot wasn't there, so they're going to pull it out and regroup, get the ball back behind the goal. And you'll actually see 3 brand-new middies coming onto the field with fresh legs for the Royals. The Royals are doing a really good job as well of spreading out their offense. Notice that they're almost out to the 40. They're outside the numbers. They're well behind the goal. That forces the defense to spread out quite a bit and makes it real easy dodge and very difficult slide and recover for the defense. So they've got the matchup they want, and they're getting that dodge down the alley, redirect to X. Back out to the wing, back up top. They just keep moving that ball.
Good face dodge.
Yeah, that's good. And a good slide and recovery for the Millers. They're going to redirect. Now they got Keegan Logan, who's a attackman, but he's going to be attacking from the top here. So let's see if Curtis Taylor is going to take the angle away from him. There's another slide and recovery. So the Royals redirect, feed the crease, shot.
Good save.
Saved by the goaltender, Cecere.
Goalie looked really comfortable making that save, too.
He did make it, especially when you consider he's seen a lot of shots, so it so far hasn't seemed to be rattled. And he doesn't mind whipping it downfield and making that outlet.
Good look. Let's see what they can do.
Fast, and this should be a good play. Oh,
solid
excellent save. Matthew Dykes. John Thomas
had a great save there.
In point-blank range, and a great save by Timmy Matthew Dykes. That was really excellent. And because of the running up the field, they've actually got a transition. They got an odd man situation coming down. Move it to the wing. Looks like they're going to move it back behind the goal again. So the Royals have moved Pete Buckner in as well, so that's good for him getting time. They're on their second midfield. John Vahoster there, and Clay Emery with the ball.
Just a little bit of information on
Tristan
Matthew Dykes. Picked up the lacrosse stick before his sophomore year, and last year on the JV2 team was the starter, and now this year as a junior is the starter, obviously, as you can see, for the Royals. So
excellent. He's made a good
really
time.
Impressive.
Well, it looks like the Royals have put in, there's Keegan Logan again, another good save. Keegan Logan. The Royals settled down and settled their offense again, and so it doesn't matter what their personnel is. The philosophy seems to be the same. And this will be a clearing attempt for the Millers in the stick of the goaltender, who then gets it to John Thomas. Attacked by Nate Crowder. Nate Crowder takes the ball away. It's going to be an odd man situation. Throws a fake. Pulls it back out. That's going to be Clay Emery with the ball and dislodged it. Got it out. And then pick up by the Millers. So the Millers are now. Oh, that looks like a high hit to me. I think they got it. That flag is down.
We got a
that's
flag
a penalty.
down.
Yeah, that's going to be a high hit.
Absolutely.
On the Royals. And I think that's a
It'll be interesting now. Interesting now what the referees decide what this call is going to be. The refs have the discretion to call either a 1 minute, 2 minute, or 3 minute, depending on the severity.
Yeah, so we're going to try and look at the hand signals. So that's going to be a 2 minute cross check to the head contact, 2 minutes, and they are going to full time. So this is actually a pretty severe penalty for the Royals. This is actually a 2 minute non-releasable penalty. So the Millers, in theory, can score as often as they want in that 2 minutes without having somebody released.
Absolutely.
So this could be a huge opportunity for
Millers. Just have to make sure that they keep possession of this. This is great. This is 2 minutes of possession that they get
right. And they're going to need to move the ball with some purpose in order to get the defense moving and free up an open shot and find the open player.
And HSE is not content with sitting back. They've been
good
aggressive
feed
on
to the
the
crease. That was a shot. Boyce Brown with a cut to the crease. So they backed up the shot. The Millers will retain possession. So that was a good feed. That was not a force. So I think that was good. They're going to have to keep that moving because it looks like, there you go, a skip pass thrown over the head, and that's going to be that turnover that you were just talking about that they can't avoid. That they're going to have to try to get rid of that. And the ball is going to be shorthanded here, starting with Nick Rena. And if you watch Nick Rena, he's got a magical stick as he does a little split move with that. I think he's exceptional, and he's got an exceptional stick. I think he's one of the best defensemen in the state. So
absolutely,
he doesn't have to do a lot of work today. But for the remainder of this time, the Royals now are going to just be content to kill this penalty off, since it is 2 minutes. So they're going to just spread out the Millers here, force them to chase them around with double teams. And when you got guys like David Sage out there running around that are quick and tough to catch, this could be a very difficult place for the Millers to be in, because they're going to have some of their defenders just chasing and getting tired as well, which is not a position they want to be in right now. But Keegan Logan is clearly content to work these guys ragged and make the next pass down. And so the
solid
Royals
pass.
Again are just going to stay spread out and keep running them ragged. So
able to hold on.
Yep, Pete Buckner there. He's only got one guy right now, so he's going to. He's just skirting the edge of going over and back. So good play for him to get that off to Tyler. But there we go. I think the overplaying of the Millers is giving them opportunities. But again, I'm not sure where the time is on that penalty.
Looks like the penalty's just released. Lucas DeVos come out of the substitution box, and we have an even 6v6.
So you had an advantage for the Millers, and now they're going to have just tired themselves out, and you bring in fresh legs, and then a shot off the wing that gets stuffed by the goalie, Michael Ciceri. So we've got another possession. I think it's going to be important now for the Millers to rebound here. Michael Ciceri walking the ball up, outletting the pass. The defenseman makes the pass up to the midfielder. The midfielder attacks the goal. They touch the box, so they've got a possession again. The Millers are going to have to do something with this possession, I think.
Absolutely. They need to get something positive to happen on offense here. Either a possession with a ton of shots on cage. Obviously, you want a goal. We have 4 minutes, 13 seconds left in the half. They need something positive to happen right now on offense.
Well, I know Lucas DeVoe. Oh, there, John Thomas takes a hard shot. Good defense by Lucas DeVoe, giving him a.
Would have loved to have seen a little bit of change of planes in that shot. That was high to high, right stick side.
Oh, look at that face dodge coming right down the middle, shot goal.
Yeah.
See, that's exactly what that'll kill you every time. You get a weak shot, not necessarily a weak shot, but a poor placed shot. Right when you got tired, the goalie outlets it, turns into transition, go down and make a couple plays, and then he shoots point blank on the goal. That's just that's a bit disheartening, to be honest with you. So. I think when the Millers get down there, the Millers are going to have to spread out, because the Royal defense is not afraid to come out and chase them, and that can actually play to the Millers' advantage if they choose to pull them out. You actually saw that on that shorthanded situation where they were actually pressing the ball.
Right.
But on this face-off,
they had the GB.
Is actually still playing hard after that ball. Well, that may be technically a win. Noblesville gets possession. But look, he's double teamed up at midfield.
Good effort by 2-7. Gets back up on his feet.
Yeah,
they got to get a touch now. And we've lost possession of the ball. Back to the Royals.
Yeah, Adrian Vasquez there had to find a way to get open. But, what happened was a relentless pressure of the Royal defense, and there was no support coming in for the Millers. So, again, we're back to the situation we've had quite a bit here, where the Royals settle up their offense, get tack, get fresh bodies on the field, work the ball around, and spread the Miller defense out, find the matchup they like, and attack it. And here they go. Attack and come down the right-hand alley with a shot wide, backed up by the Royals. They'll maintain possession. So HSE is just being very systematic about their offense, and it seems to be working out really well for them. And if you look on the field there, there's not a single player in the middle of the field wearing black. That's how spread out that they've got that Noblesville defense. So they're working it around again. They're just testing the defense, pulling them out. And then, they're above the 40s here with the midfield. I mean, they're just really spread out that offense. And the defense seems to be pulling out with them instead of being disciplined and staying home. So we've got Buckner coming across with the roll dodge.
Good slide.
Yep.
Just weren't able to come up with the ground ball.
Right, but this midfield line with
Good
that's a good save with
Off of a shot
John
by-
Vahostra, Clay, and Tristan has done an admirable job as well. Transition again. John Thomas trying to leg it all the way. Looks like he's trying to do a lot. Good hard shot.
There we got a
there
shot.
You go.
And there's
Millers finally get on the board.
absolutely. You hope that this is something that will kind of lift up the team.
That was number 6. Number 6.
You
Number
hope that
6
this
on
is
the
something that that's going to give the Millers a lift right now and help them as they get in these last 2 minutes.
And that
of this
clearly
half.
was an individual effort. That was not
Yes.
the entire team working together. That was John Thomas getting an outlet pass from his teammate, legging it all the way up the field and using that momentum into the shot to get that goal. So hopefully that feeds on the teammate and the Millers get a goal. So now we get another face-off. And another win by HSC. Thought for a second that the Millers had this figured out, at least to make a 50-50 draw, but Millers have gone back to a clean win and set up their offense with a new midfielder coming on the field. So they're going to, again, be patient. Looks to me like they're just going to spread it out with a 7-1 game here. It's going to be the Millers taking their defense and having to put some challenge to the Royals here. But HSC just seems to be being just absolutely patient as can be, getting the matchups they want, and then attacking. This time attacking downhill from the thing, feeding the crease, shot.
That first step by David Sage just left his defender in the dust.
Yeah, I did. It was a great split dodge to force the slide and then feed the crease to Cam Smith. Cam Smith coming across the crease there and then shot that high. So now we have Keegan Logan attacking from behind.
And a slide.
He's drawing the slide, looking for the feed, then recovers, does it again. Just keeps his feet moving, which I think is a hallmark of a good player. Now Lucas DeVoe coming downhill down the alley. Roll dodge, looks for the feed, redirects. And again, if it's not there, they're pulling it out and they're moving it to the next guy. So David Sage again, off the pick. Redirects that. Look at this feed. Wow.
Oh.
So that attack from behind and then the back cut by Keegan Logan.
Great feed by Cam Smith to see Keegan Logan on the weak side of the field there.
It was a really good play by Logan because Logan was in the crease there. And then as soon as that ball went to the far side and his defender looked away, he went behind his defender to sneak to the back post and make that shot. So really pretty play, a lot of good ball movement off of that as well. And again, just absolute patience from the Royals there. So this time we're see if the Millers can make another 50-50 ball and get a shot at this. It looks like another, well, it's not a clean win as it pops up in the air. Now it's a 50-50 ground ball. Tony Caceres, nope. Possession, that's checked out. Let's see what the referees call. The referees are going to call that Miller ball, so I guess it came off of a...
They're calling it Royals.
Oh, they're calling it Royals. Okay,
Yes.
then it was off of a black stick then, so we'll call it Royals ball, and they're going to start in from the side and bring in their fresh midfielders again and take attack. Oh, look at that sneak from behind. Oh, really good play.
And, he got a stick right in the throat head area there.
He did get a stick in the throat, but I'll tell you what, that was a really good play. He snuck in from behind. The defender didn't see him. When they fed it to the crease, the defender turned around and tried to make a check on him and got him in the throat. So that'll be a penalty, and he'll go take a knee next to his coach and
we'll see.
Feel a little bit of shame. And then it'll be a man-up offense for
Looks like it was a slash
HSC.
penalty.
So 1 minute slash.
Yes.
It seems to be a 1 minute penalty that will be released. So after the 1 minute or a goal by the Royals, whichever comes first. So in that case, the time ran out on the quarter. So as a result of that, the HSE will actually maintain possession of the ball because as the time expired in an extra man offensive situation, if they have possession, there will not be a face-off to start the half, and the Royals will start with the ball.
Correct, and that was a smart decision to recognize that by the Royals offense there.
So both teams will go. Go talk about it for a while, and we'll take a break. We'll come back in a couple minutes. Take a look at our field.
When medical care is needed, where will you turn? With Community's Connect to Care program, one call or click finds you the closest open appointment. Request a time yourself, or let us do it. From a primary care doctor or virtual visit, to a med check or community clinic at Walgreens. Just call or click. You can go right to our website or to me. Connect to Care from Community.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Superheroes come in all shapes and sizes. They don't always meet in an underground fortress. Sometimes they meet in places that appear to be very ordinary to most people. But inside, there are heroes in training. Some are smart, strong, or brave. Maybe they can build cities, or heal people when they get hurt. But even superheroes need some help sometimes. With your support, we can change the world. Together, we are a force that can't be defeated. Support the club. Save the world. Support your local superheroes and donate now to the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville at bgcni.org.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting.
All right, and welcome back to HCTV's broadcast of the HSC Royals Noblesville Millers varsity lacrosse game. It's halftime. The score is the Royals 8 and the Millers 1. We're going to be starting this game here in about 45 seconds. So, Matt, give us some players from earlier to the game that we think doing pretty well.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and start with Noblesville first. I think their goalie, number 1, Michael Ciceri, has played a solid game. He's seen plenty of shots today and made some quality saves for his team. It could be an even worse score than what it is right now, if not for Michael Ciceri. From the Royals' perspective, number 29, Nate Crowder, a senior, first team All-State from last year, 2016 and 2017. In All-Conference 2017, LSM has been playing lights out for the Royals, getting a number of ground balls off of face-offs, and for some reason uncontested. Also, Keegan.
Well, actually, and Nate Crowder also scored that goal
he did
after
have
continuing down and making that cut.
He did have
feed. So that was a great play.
Great goal. So he's having an excellent game for the Royals. Lucas DeVoe, number 2, the senior midfielder, has been playing well for the Royals as well, has a couple points as well. And then we look at Keegan Logan down at attack, who's been doing an excellent job for the Royals today. So those 4 players have definitely been highlighting the game so far.
Yeah. Well, we see the two teams breaking the huddle here, and usually we have a face-off to start the half, but because of the penalty situation with the Millers being in the penalty box and the Royals maintaining possession through the end of the half, the Royals are going to start with the ball with it, and they're starting it to the right side on the top of the screen, and they're going to just start working it around. They have an extra man offense. They're going to move the ball, make some cuts, and then try and find the best shot possible. And well, good skip pass through the middle, and they're going to keep that ball hot. They didn't quite get the shot they wanted, but they're going to keep it moving. And there's a good shot. That's a very hard take from an outside shot. I think the Millers are going to be happy giving up that shot. I think they think that Michael could take that, so that's good. But redirect and move the ball back in, working the ball around the top, and make their cuts again. Move the ball, trying to get the Miller defense to go. And another outside shot. I think the Millers are going to be real happy to give up those outside shots and let Ciceri make that save. Yeah,
standing tall for his teammates. A little under pressure right now.
He's, but I noticed he didn't panic there.
No.
He just waited for someone to come open and kept running. Got the ball to John Thomas, and what happened last time is John Thomas was able to run up the field. He's trying to bowl through here.
And he stepped out of bounds.
And that's a failure to advance. So the Millers did not get across the midfield line in the 20 seconds allotted them. So it's going to go back into the possession of the HSC team, and they're going to reset up their offense. Oh, look at that. Another Lucas DeVoe just read the defense was sleeping and ran right down the middle and took a point-blank shot, and Michael Ciceri turned that away. They did back it up and regain possession of that ground ball, but that was a smart heads-up play, even while they were trying to change in players. But they're going to get that ball to the top and work the ball around. The penalty has expired, so we're back to 6-on-6 play. You'll see some of the players subbing in from the left side of your team.
Subbed out.
He did sub out. They're going to bring in their second midfield line with John Vahostra, yeah.
Yeah,
and,
John
Clay
Vahostra.
Emery, Tristan Hopler. So their second midfield line is going to get out here and get some work for the Royals. They're going to work it around. The philosophy seems to be the same. They are spreading them out. They're staying really wide and really high and trying to get the Miller defense to just open up. And then once that happens, the slides become really, really long and very difficult. So looks like they've got John Vahostra isolated on the slide. They're going to play a pick and roll game here, 2-man game. Give Vahostra a run
side.
And a shot. Yeah. So they set the pick there down low, and Vahostra just drove through that side and was able to get that shot off before the slide made it.
Yeah, I probably would have liked to have seen a little bit more aggressiveness at the point of contact there by the Noblesville defense to kind of force them back down the alley.
I think exactly what we were just talking about, too, though, is that the Vahostra was able to get to the top side, gain the middle of the field, and because the Miller defense was so spread out, that slide was really late. And now we're going to have to go back to a face-off, and they're going to have to battle for this ball and see if they can gain possession again.
We got a short stick defensive midfielder for the Royals in Tanner Williams.
Well, looks like another 50-50 play, so I think that works in the favor of the Millers. And unfortunately
Nate
for
Crowder
them,
gets the ball.
Nate Crowder gets the ball again. So the human vacuum cleaner picks up another ball, makes an outlet play to another defenseman, moves it up the field, up the side. And the Royals will then get the ball back behind the goal and
great
set up
play
their
by
offense
Dean
again.
Constantine there to get ahead of the ball for Nate Crowder, so he had an outlet pass to throw to, and causing a little bit of transition there as the Royals were getting the ball into offense. A good way to get ahead of the ball.
It seems to be such a simple play, but being ahead of the ball and getting in the vision of your teammate. But those little ones seem to translate very well. Well, we're now in the Royals working the ball around, attack from up top, try to feed the crease. Looks like that went through, but it was picked up.
Tristan
checked out the
Hoppler scooping up the ball there,
and then trying to redirect. So. Cesari with another save. Keegan Logan beats this guy clean, gets on the inside, makes about a 4-yard shot and another save. But unfortunately for the Millers, it looks like the fresh legs of this midfield line of the Royals was able to pick up that ground ball. And so now, if you notice right there, you saw a very, very early slide from the defense. And then what happens is you get a guy open like that. But another good recovery, which got a check on that shot, and then an outlet pass by the goaltender.
Bounce shot by John Verhostra there.
Right, and that was checked. So I think the Millers are having trouble clearing the ball here. They're going to maybe run out of time again. Unless looks like John Thomas now is going to clear it all the way up the field.
Nice grab.
And again, yep,
too late.
Boyce Brown just didn't get across the midfield in time. So that's going to be a turnover, and that's just effort play right there by the Royals attack on their ride. And they get another possession by riding hard and forcing that turnover.
Two straight.
Great effort. Get the ball back at X. They're patient. They're taking their time. They're finding their matchups. This time it's sort of a soft dodge from the side. I'll tell you what, I think that one that was really deceptive. I think that went in. That one did go in. That was an incredibly deceptive play. So
Ryan Kemp with the goal there, who's a freshman for the Royals. As Coach Scott Beasley of the Royals says, he's an all-star in the making, true student of the game. And you saw that there. Scores a goal for his Royals, putting them up by 9 goals right now in the third quarter.
It was really a deceptive play. We're going to see this face-off again. It was a really deceptive play because he didn't attack real hard, but I think he caught the defense out of position a little bit there and was able to have his hands free close to the goal. I don't think the goalie was ready for that at all. Look at that. Caceres goes back to wins that draw back right to Nate Crowder. Nate Crowder headmans the ball up the field, gets it back into the box, and the Royals gain another possession. So we could probably, you and I could just put a recording on some of this, but
we could
play over again. But it looks like they've gone back to their first midfield line. They've got DeVoe in there with David Sage and Tyler Wrenchin. So they're going to go back to the same thing they always do here: spread the defense out, move it around. It looks to me a little bit like the Millers are reacting a little bit better on the slides. But I think if they were collapsing into the crease off ball a little better, they'd have a better time. So here goes Keegan Logan driving again, draws the slide. They move the ball, redirect up top. This should be a step-down shot to DeVoe. Yep.
That is just
high heat right there.
15 yards out.
There, I think, is a situation where the Millers knew what was coming. So they were able to hit that slide early. They rotated a guy down, and they rotated the second guy. But the third slide wasn't there, leaving Lucas DeVoe from 15 yards all alone with a step-down shot. He had his hands free. He was able to put his full body and weight into it. And to be honest with you, there's not too many goalies that would have made that save. So
just a big, strong midfielder, sharpshooter for this team.
Absolutely. And it looks like the Millers made an adjustment, and the Royals were able to counter that adjustment and still make the play. So back to the face-off where the Tony Caceres making this exact same play again. He's just winning that clamp and then drawing it between his legs back to Nate Crowder. And Nate Crowder's having uncontested picking up that ground ball and giving almost a free possession here.
What do you have to lose right now? Put somebody on him. Put somebody on the wing on Nate Crowder right now. I know the faceoff is being won by the Royals, but at least contest that. Don't just give it up. You're just finding yourself on defense the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, I haven't seen Tony Cassiri, win that ball forward and outrun anybody.
Right.
So, let the faceoff guys just battle it out and shut the two wings off. I agree with that philosophy. Royals here are going to attack again from behind. Looks like they got a matchup they like, and I think they forced that one into the crease, but they was able to pick it up, yeah. And then draw the penalty. So now the flag is down. The Royals are going to move the ball around here.
It's outside the box.
And another save by Michael Cassiri. That was a good save. Actually, it almost went in. It hit off his stick and bounced off the post.
Yeah, I mentioned it was outside the box. Once the ball goes outside of the box, when a flag is down, play should have been stopped there. Really shouldn't have been a shot allowed there.
I think sometimes the referees are focusing on the ball. And
sure, of course.
Not quite aware of that, but looks to me like that's going to be a slash 1 minute penalty. I didn't see, although the referees. Yep, they got that live, so it's going to be. So they're going to move that ball around. Missed the ball. I think he lost the lights or something.
Having a little difficulty picking up the ball there.
But again, the Royals will move it around in their offense. They'll try and make some cuts, make the defense move, and pop a guy out, which they've got Lucas DeVoe up top. Ooh, a bad feed. You don't see that too often from these guys. But the challenge on the ground ball by Vasquez, DeVoe was still able to win it. Oh, what a great save.
Solid shot, just only bettered by the save.
Cam Smith had his hands free, absolutely, and had a great shot. That was a good shot to take. Actually, pretty good placement, and then had Cassiri take it. And now
got to use your feet.
Shorthanded situation there where the Royals are trying to, the Millers are trying to clear it. And then, again, the ride by the attackman and the midfielder chasing the play was able to get it. And I think we're going to be really close to releasing this penalty.
And the penalty is released.
Penalty just got released, so the Royals are now going to take their time. They didn't score because of the outstanding. Never mind. They're not going to take their time.
There you go.
Excuse me. I think that's another position where they caught them sleeping. I think they.
There's Ryan Kemp again, freshman.
Yeah, Ryan Kemp again. I think noticed that the defense had sort of settled down and lulled themselves into a bit of a haze and just took two steps, crossed the goal line extended, and just put it by the goalie.
Sneaky little player there. That was a good little finish.
That was a great finish, and unfortunately, I think Michael Cassiri didn't have a chance. I don't think any defender picked him up. So keep an eye on him in the future. That Ryan Kemp's a smart player, and he's quick.
Or if we look at the top of the screen up on the wing as we go into this face-off here, they've at least brought that wing player for Noblesville a little closer to Crowder, but and now
Cassiri then wins it to himself. So I guess they've got an answer for about every adjustment the Millers seem to be making.
Right.
So they gain another possession, touch the box, take their time, bring in their second midfield, and start to work the ball around again. So I wonder if they're going to try to attack with the midfielders again here, since the attack seems to be having their way. See if they're going to give it to these guys. So John Verhoeser taking it down the side. We got Ryan Kemp with the ball in the corner. So the Millers are again really spread out, especially in this open side offense. Got a couple of cuts coming down. That's going to be a dodge off the wing. Looks like a moving pick call.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a moving pick. Clay Emery didn't set his feet when he set the pick for Keegan taking that dodge. So that's going to be John Thomas starts with the ball and runs it up the field.
One-man punt return down the clear.
Yeah, basically. Touches up the box. Now, the Millers, I think this is their first possession. They're actually first full possession in a while. So hopefully they have some patience to get their guys on the field. Tends to be a tendency for you to try and jump the gun here with tired midfielders on the field.
Doesn't look like there's going to be any substitution. I don't see any indication from the Millers bench that there's going to be a substitution. Looks like the players.
No, but they did sub out their long stick midi and get in a fresh midfielder. So they at least have one fresh guy on there, and then John Thomas squared up against Nate Crowder, dodging up, draws, feeds the crease. There's no shot there, so Hunter Roberts able to pull that out. And it looks like the The Millers are going to try again. Looks like they're really trying to isolate one guy here and try and draw the attention of the defense. Wow.
Oh, they got one pass.
Guess they didn't have to draw the attention of the defense if there's no help coming there. And John Thomas just ran by just enough to get his hands free and take that shot. I think that
left-handed shot there.
Yep.
Down the alley.
Big left-hander. So John Thomas being able to shoot high to low. I think the last time we criticized his shot, he shot high to high, right to the goalie stick.
Absolutely.
And, this time he was able to change planes.
High to low. Not necessarily a hard shot there, but it didn't need to be.
Well, it was
kind of snuck past
like
Matthew Dicus.
Yeah, Matthew Dicus, I think, probably was getting a little cold down there and wasn't quite expecting that to happen. And when you've got Nate Crowder covering somebody, I'm not sure you're expecting any shot to come. So Tony Kasiri, if you saw that on that face-off, actually patted that forward with his hand.
Flag on the field right now. Push with possession and an
second
extra
flag. Second flag. So there's 2 flags on the field. And Nate Crowder seems to be having a conversation, I'm guessing, about the First Amendment there with the referees. We'll see how that goes. See if that works out for him. But I'm not sure exactly what happened there. It was a bit of a scrum for that ground ball. So I don't see anybody have
didn't
possession.
see any extracurricular activity, though. So
perhaps it was verbal.
Interesting to see what the officials have to say here.
Well, the Millers seem to be setting up with their extra man personnel, and it looks to me like there are 2 guys taking a knee. So we've got one guy.
Looks like
1 minute with a push, 30-second push. Then we got a second penalty for 2-9 for unnecessary roughness. So it looks like a 30-second push for a technical 30 seconds on one of the players, and then the other player got an unnecessary roughness penalty. So that's actually going to be a 2-man advantage for the Millers. So the Millers are going to have a 2-man advantage for 30 seconds and then a 1-man advantage for the remainder of it. So we'll see if they can capitalize on this. 2-man advantage. Usually you're going to look to spread them out and then look for the crease. So they've shifted their formation. They're moving around. Passing that ball, they're just looking for the best shot available right now. Actually, John seems to be directing traffic with his head. Hunter Roberts, a little bit of fake, redirects it behind to Seth Schroeder. Wow. Really good poke check by number 22 for the defense of Cannon Ellsbury to cause a little bit of chaos.
And now get a clean GB by someone here. All right, Millers have it.
Millers have it. So one of those is released. So one of those things was released. Right as they released, got that ground ball, the Millers seemed to have fed the crease and missed, and the ball went out of bounds. So the Royals are going to start with the ball coming up the side. They are still a man down, so they're going to have to kill some time here. So they outlet the ball. They've got it to Nick Greena coming across, and they touch the box with it. So the Royals are going to be in the position again that they were earlier, where they're going to have to kill a bit of penalty time. But at least this time it's not that much. And it looks like they're all even now. So they just released the penalty, and they have now going to attack from the midfield. Lucas DeVoe coming downhill, takes a shot. Looked to me like he pulled that wide. That looked to me like that either hit somebody or he just lost the handle of that. But it was backed up, and HSC is going to attack from behind, work the ball around again. I think if the Millers can keep their off-ball guys 2 passes away inside the middle and help out, I think it's going to go a long way for them. But we're going to get a dodge from up top. Coming down the right-hand alley, looking for the feed. Everybody backs away. Looks like there was a miscommunication. And they redirect front. Oh, another good save.
Great save.
Wow, a great pass in the front. Whistle blown. It's going to be an in-the-crease call. So the Royals were in the crease with Cam Smith. Great feed into Cam Smith to get that shot off. Michael Cesari with an even better save to stop that. And then he takes the extra step into the crease, awarding the ball to the Millers. So Michael Cesari will take the ball up the field and look for another black shirt, which he finds. A successful clear here. Ooh, big check by Nate Crowder. Gets the ball. I'll tell you, I'm not so sure about that. I know the penalty is going to be called here for, I don't know, unnecessary roughness perhaps, but it looked to me like a clean hit.
Yeah.
So I'll have to take a look at exactly what the referee calls. Brian Johnson here is going to have a conversation here with John Swain. They're going to have a discussion about exactly what it is they both saw.
Let's see what they call here first.
Because the Millers are for sure setting up with their extra man offense. They're putting that personnel on the field, but we haven't actually gotten the flag was down, but we haven't gotten the call from the officials. So Brian Johnson, John Swain's now going to get the answer from Brian Johnson. He's going to make a call. 29. It's going to be a cross check to the head. 2 minutes non-releasable. Wow, that's another non-releasable 2-minute penalty on number 29, Nate Crowder.
Yeah. Actually, tough call. I would have loved to have seen that again. I don't know that I saw contact to the head, but with a cross check.
Yeah, so. I think the good feed through, good recovery on the defense, good slide, ball on the ground. There's a scrum there. The ball's being batted around. Looks like the Millers are going to come out with it. So,
way to run away from danger.
Away from danger, and then he's going to try to outrun the guy. Maybe make a move here, make a pass. Whoa, over the head.
Cannon Ellsbury putting on some great defensive pressure there.
And, he was doing that very simply because we came to the end of the quarter there. And what you had was if he can disrupt that, we won't have the same situation as the half. So because that ball was loose, right, Ellsbury created a loose ball situation by attacking him there. It's going to be a face-off instead of possession for the Millers.
Yeah, smart play.
Really smart play and aggressive play. If you're athletic enough to go get that, I think that's a really smart play. Going back to the actual penalty itself, I thought maybe they could have called a hitting a player that was unaware, but I'm not so sure. I saw the head contact there.
Right. I don't know that I would have thought it was a defenseless player by any means, because the player had possession of the ball and
turned upfield
and even just ran straight forward.
Right.
So I felt like there wasn't a defenseless player at all. So
yeah, I thought that was just personally that looked to me like big guy hitting little guy.
Yes,
exactly. And I think the referee, who was behind the defensive player on that call, probably looked more dramatic from his angle than it did from us up here. So, but the officials are out there trying to make the play and trying to make it as safe as possible. So, it's good that they're at least erring on the side of safety for the players.
Absolutely, and that's what's most important.
So I think when in doubt, that's there. So we're going to have a shorthanded situation where we're going to have a face-off with a one guy missing. Now, in the old days, you used to be able to move an attackman off of the box and move them up to the wing. But in this particular case, with the rules the way they are now, you actually have to play shorthanded at the midfield. So,
right. So definitely provides that advantage to the team who actually has the advantage of the penalty.
Right.
So now we're playing 3v2 off of a face-off. So
right.
We'll see if the Millers can take advantage of this.
So there was a rule change that now, in order when the flag is down, you have to actually have the ball go on the ground before the referees blow the whistle. It's not outside the box anymore. So that's more like the collegiate rule has been. So
good lift check.
Good lift check there by the defense, and a flag down as well. So it looks like Hunter Thomas is going to take a shot here. Well, actually, there's a shot he didn't take. Mark that one down. But now we got Seth Schroeder redirecting that out. So there's a flag down right now. So exactly what we were just talking about. The ball has to go onto the ground. Excellent feed.
Look.
Seth Schroeder feeding to Aiden Richardson. Aiden Richardson made a really good cut down the middle.
Absolutely.
And just had a little bit of a seam to make that feed. The flag is now waved off, so the penalty that was down was clearly a technical foul, which gets wiped out by the goal. It would have been a 30-second. I'm guessing it would have been a 30-second push. 16 on that goal with the assist from Schroeder, number 21 from behind. I think that was a really good opportunity for the Millers to take advantage of an unsettled situation and actually find the right play. So good play by them.
Great. Found a way to get a goal on the board.
Also,
definitely what they needed.
We're still in that 2-minute penalty, so there will be another shorthanded face-off here, which is why you see number 24 on the Royals on the wing as opposed to 29.
They took advantage of this 3v2 situation on the last face-off. Let's see if they can do that again.
Kasiri did a really good job there of moving that ball forward and controlling that play. And unfortunately, the Millers, Evan Rohde, lost his footing there, so they were in that situation again where
Noblesville is looking like they're almost looked like they were going to double team the ball there, and then they
backed off
stopped,
a little bit, but
yeah.
they're in that situation where they've got to try and pressure the ball again because we're in that non-releasable. That last goal did not release the penalty, so we're in that situation now where the Millers have to try and dislodge the ball and pick up a ground ball in order to get it, or double team and make an aggressive play. And
John Thomas just needs to get in there and make a decision on whether or not he wants to go and provide a double team,
right?
Or
he's finally decided they've double teamed him, and boy, I'll tell you that Cam just got himself out of a bind with that roll dodge. But we're in that situation again. The Millers have just burned another minute or so of that penalty,
and now here we are, even situation.
Well, at least that wasn't for naught. The Millers did get a goal out of that last 2-minute penalty, and another knockdown ball there by Hunter Stewart, so forcing the Royals to regroup here. So there was a little bit of a silver lining there for that play there, but I think the face-off battle is really good feed into the crease. Nice, even better shot.
Wow. Even his momentum was slightly going. Well, it was going away from the cage when he took that shot, but still put enough on it to get it past.
Absolutely, good feed. Keegan Logan kind of slid through there, was undetected. He was moving away from the goal. He did a really good job of dropping his hands and then shooting high. So he did change planes, or at least sort of a half fake there to and a tough play. So we're back to all even strength again and a regular face-off. But they do have the Millers have put Ty DeSplinter on the wing. Not the Millers, excuse me. The Royals have. But Tony Kasiri seems to just be dominating the face-off X, which is just incredibly difficult to overcome when you just play that make-it-take-it lacrosse.
Ty DeSplinter, a talented little athlete there. He's a freshman on the Royals team. Got a little bit of playing time there on the wing on the face-off.
Yeah, he got a couple of runs in the first half as well. So let's see that Coach Beasley seems to be getting some of the younger guys some extra reps. He's also got Pete Buckner, number 5, in there with the ball, who's now moving that back up top, and the second midfield line with John Vahostra there and Clay Emery and Tristan Hopler. So we got Tristan making that dodge down the side, redirects it at X. That looks like a good play by Cam, and then it's a save. I thought maybe that might have been a hold on the defender as he was running by. But look at this hard, aggressive ride again by the Royals.
Good ride.
And Sasiri just does not seem to be...
he doesn't get phased by that.
He doesn't get phased by that, but he also doesn't seem to be using his long poles.
That was a nifty little clear. There was a bounce pass. I don't know if that was planned or not, but there was a bounce pass and then a nice
look at this
play to get that ball upfield, but now it looks like...
Yeah, and what happened was the Millers got that ball to their midfielder, and he went down, and the Royals double-teamed him, and there was just no help. He had nowhere to go for help out. I think they missed subbing a guy in. They looked short that whole round there. Overpass. So the Royals regain possession, reset up their offense. They're going to sub through the midfield here, bringing in fresh bodies. Again, they're going to come back with that second midfield line of Clay Emery with the ball, moves it up to Tristan Hopler and now to Vahostra. Vahostra down to Buckner. Buckner down to Logan. Logan down to Smith. Smith back up here to the midfield. The midfield's going to work it through. Looks to me like Vahostra's going to get a good run. He's probably going to split to his left here. He does. Comes down the left alley, redirects it to X. Moves the ball X. Yeah, Keegan Logan comes around that corner.
Solid play.
Yeah, they had emptied out that left side. The defender took a bad angle on him, and he just turned the corner with his left hand and came around.
Keegan Logan, the 2017 All-American, puts up another point for himself and the Royals. Coach Beasley says has great vision and creativity. I think we've been seeing that all game.
Absolutely. And that situation was really initiated by John Vahostra taking that split dodge down the left side alley and drawing the attention of the defense. When he redirected it to Logan, his defender took a bad angle to try to recover it, Seth Pope. And then Seth Pope's feet weren't there, and they had cleared out the opposite side for him to come around. So we're now back to the face-off, and we got Ty on the wing again, and See if Kasiri continues his domination at the face-off X. And that is not a terrible play. That was a false start by Evan Rohde, and it creates a settled situation. So at least they can settle down and play defense and not play unsettled. So they're bringing in their first midfield line again with DeVoe and Wrenchin and Sage, and they're working the ball around. So who do we have at the ball down there? The attack X feeds it backside. That's going to be Kemp. Kemp back up top. Another dodge. Kick it down the side. Buckner redirects it out to the left wing, and a shot outside. That hit outside the netting, so that did not go in. So Kemp didn't have enough of angle. He steps upfield. He might have had a better shot at that. And Sasiri makes the save, and then again, unfazed.
Passes are going into the ground, though.
Yeah, I think in that one he just sort of panicked a bit.
No,
it's going to be a push penalty call for sure on number 14.
Could have been push with possession. I'm not down on the field, so I'm sure they have a better angle than I do. So.
Yeah, Brent Baker, I think, just getting some playing time, wanted to get a little air time, so he figured he'd push the guy in the back and get it down. Unfortunately, that gives the Royals another chance. So Royals are going to set up their offense here, and as they've been doing all night, be very patient, spread it out. They're subbing out their D midfield line, putting in their first midfield line again. DeVoe with the ball up top. Takes Hunter Stewart down the right alley. Redirect it down to attack. Attacking the X. Moving that back all over the right wing. Keeping the ball hot, keeping it moving. Making sure they're staying spread out, taking their offense. And now they're going to dodge here. It was a good slide. Hunter Stewart coming off the pick. Off. Now DeVoe coming down. Gains the middle. Takes a shot. Wow. I'll tell you, he came down the alley and was able to roll to the middle and then took that shot. I don't think he shot that right off of the roll. I don't think Michael Sasiri saw it at all.
Absolutely.
So Lucas DeVoe seemed to be having his way right there, especially when the long stick midi slid off on the earlier slide to pick up David Sage. That left him against the short stick, and then he was.
So we are at we're at a 12-goal lead right now in the second half with 6:13 remaining. So once this face-off begins, this goes into a running clock situation.
Yes, and it will continue to be a running clock unless the Millers can get it to an under 10 deficit. So this is a face-off. That was a scrappy face-off won by the Royals, but it looked like there was a loose ball push that's going to award it to the Millers. So the Millers are going to start with the ball, and John Thomas is going to run downhill, take a shot, and zap that thing right by. Wow, I'll tell you.
Solid shooting. It was 13 yards, 12 yards out.
I think that's the second time we've seen number 6 from the Millers pick up the ball with a head of steam coming downfield and just make a slight move to his left side and use his momentum coming downhill to add to his shot speed. So
really good decision by him too to attack at that point in time as the Royals were actually substituting off the field and getting on their defensive midfield. He recognized that it was a 4v4 situation and more space for him to operate in, and really had an opportunity there to get his hands free.
And the defense wasn't looking for him to dodge there. They were expecting a settle down situation, and he exploited that. So we're now back to the face-off X, and Kasiri wins it back to his long stick midi. Now this time we've got a different fella in there. So Brandon Miller is seeing action for the first time.
Yeah, seeing some action.
Unfortunately, he just picked up the ball and stepped out of bounds, so I don't think he's going to be happy about that. But now Seth Schroeder's going to take this down for the Millers and see if they can generate any offense. So we're going to see them attack from behind. And the difference here, you see the Millers inside roll, shot, good save. Good save. Good save by Matthew Dykes. Easy outlet to Rena. Rena moves that ball upfield. Oh, an errant pass. Errant pass is going to create a ground ball at the midfield. It's scrappy play.
Just got to get a first-time
ground ball. Evan Brody's got to go get that ground ball. Yeah, exactly. Neither of those guys, neither Evan Brody or Adrian Vasquez, was able to pick that up clean. And, we're still looking at a ground ball. Hunter Stewart misses that clean. Looks like everybody's missed this ground ball. Finally, the Royals gain possession, and it looks like we got a failure to advance since there was no possession, and it's going to be awarded to Noblesville. So Noblesville's going to get a possession out of this. Evan Rohde, the face-off man, is going to touch the box there, gain possession. And it looks like the Millers are going to keep this midfield on the line with an errant pass by Adrian Vasquez over the head. And then Boyce Brown didn't pick up the ground ball, so the Royals are going to pick up this loose ball and gain another possession. If you notice, the attitude is different, right? Well, except for right now, nobody's picked up this guy. He's going to shoot. Boom. That was just a breakdown of defense.
Yeah, Clay Emery there, dodge and goal there. Offensive midi, strong sophomore for the Royals. Will look to be a solid contributor in the years to come for this program.
He's good at getting some time there, and actually a really smart play. He had the ball coming downfield, and the Millers didn't even recognize that he had it, and nobody picked him up, so he was smart enough to run straight into goal and take that shot. So good play there. So we're going to see this face-off. The domination seems to be continued. But Kasiri now, as we were talking about before, Kasiri is now, a couple of times, has now popped this ahead and won it to himself. So
it
looks like he's got a lot of tricks in his bag. So when you shut off the wings, he's able to win it to himself. So we've got about 3:50 left in the game. And Royals are possession again, working the ball around. They're going to take their time here. They're going to find the right matchup. They're going to find the right guy. The Millers are going to have to press to get the ball back. Curtis Thomas goes out and chases the guy at X at defense. Keegan Logan out on the wing. So I think this is a situation where some of these younger guys for the Royals are going to be able to get a chance to see what they've got. So comes a dodge down the alley, rolls back to the middle, looks for a feed, an errant pass. So he made the right decision to gain the middle there and then look for the feed, but unfortunately he made a pass sidearm, and I think that's what caused that to go out of bounds. So the Millers retain the ball, and they're now trying to clear it. And that again, the ride from HSE causes that play. Oof. Couldn't make a connection on the offense. It's going to be a loose ball. It's going to be ground ball. Keegan Logan looks like it's 1-on-2. He comes up with possession.
Dances the end line.
And he was dancing the end line. Yeah, the referees called him out there. So
one of the things that we can look at, as we start closing in at the end of this game, is just the unselfishness of the HSE team. I think there isn't just one person that's dodging. There isn't just one person. There aren't players off ball standing and watching. Everybody's moving in unison. Moving with purpose. Really a good show from this team. Coach Beasley had mentioned, their slogan is "We Not Me," so you can actually see that in the way that they play. I think if you looked at the stat sheet, you'd probably see an even stat sheet. Yeah,
it looks like that. It doesn't matter which group, whether first, second, or third midfield line that comes in. They've got role-playing attackmen that have come in here, and the philosophy seems to remain the same. The offense looks almost identical no matter who's on the field, and I think that's a sign of good coaching there.
Yes.
They do that, and the Millers here are just trying to look for answers. They've got a slide. They forced Keegan Logan.
Yeah, I know that there wasn't a shot taken there, but there was some creativity.
Absolutely.
Man.
And then Aiden Richardson picks up this loose ball and is spinning through traffic, makes an outlet pass. I think what's happened here is the Millers' fatigue has set in. Having played so much defense, they're having trouble. John Thomas is on the thing, makes a feed cross. Again, the fatigue, I think, is making errant passes here. We've seen John Thomas run the length of the field and make plays, and I think at this point, they're just getting tired that making a simple pass is hard. Whereas the HSE guys, look at that, they just be able to go bang, bang, and find the open guy on the backside.
Just missed by a few inches there. On his attempt was Keegan Logan.
Yeah, Keegan Logan, I think momentum was carrying behind the goal. I think that carried it with him. So now we're going to get another dodge down the wing. That's saved by Sasiri. So now they outlet it. This time he outletted it to a long pole, and then the long pole then turns around and threw it away. But was able to recover and make a ground ball situation out of it. And there's a loose ball still out there. It's going to be a scrum for it. It's going to be a lot of, look at that. Did he pick that up and roll on the ground with it? Then get swarmed? So we've got 20 seconds left in the game. John Thomas has picked up the ball out of that.
Got a fast break situation.
Fast break situation. They're going to move the ball. Ryan Haas with an underhand shovel to Hunter Roberts. Hunter Roberts back to Haas. Haas tries to feed it across. And again, I think the fatigue on the Millers are just they're not being able to move their feet.
I think that was the last possession of the game.
I think that clock just ran out in game. So congratulations to the Hamilton Southeastern Royals for their 16-4 victory of the Noblesville Millers. Thought it was a really entertaining game. I think it was a really good show of the offense that we've seen from the Hamilton Southeastern.
Very well coached team by the Royals, and had a solid outing today. But hats off to the Noblesville team for they fought throughout the entire game, never quit. And
a real standout game from the goaltender, Michael Ciceri.
Absolutely.
He saw a lot of shots. There were a lot of possessions. There were a lot more possessions off the face-offs that went straight to the Royals, and so he was able to hang in there and keep it competitive at least for a while, and really made some really good saves. So.
And Byron, I think the difference, like we have been talking about all game, is face-offs.
Absolutely.
And those clears and the Royals ride against the Miller clear.
Right. That's really good. I mean, the Royals ride created extra turnovers and extra possessions, and then the face-offs with extra possessions. And if you struggle in those areas or you dominate those areas, it can make a huge difference in the game. So I'm going to say I'm Byron Stankus, and along with Matt McEnroe, I'm going to say thank you for tuning in and watching, and hope to see you next time. And
this was fun. We should do this again.
All right. So thanks to HCTV, and we'll be back here. We'll be back here next Wednesday when the Royals take on the Shamrocks of Westfield. Thank you.
All right, thank you.